guys, everyone here knows Petros. He's our inside sales agent and one of our newest real estate agents to join the family. And I couldn't be prouder of this young man. When we met him, I know a few people in this room were there last year when we first met him.
He was in my group.
Yeah. He was amazing just to watch him as a student at that point, because he was so engaged in what we were teaching him that I knew that he'd be great at whatever he did. Actually, Harry and I spoke about him after we left, and we're like, yo, that kid's gonna be amazing.
Awesome. He's gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, we thought he was gonna be yeah, he's definitely, we bragged about him, and then all of a sudden, a couple months later, I got a call from what I thought was him, and when I realized that it was, I was like, wow, this is gonna be a great addition to the family. So without any further ado, I'm gonna give you guys Petros.
Thank
brother.
you.
Racist.
Alright, first and foremost, my name is, at least how it's said, with a Greek accent and everything, because I am Greek. It's Petros Tsikos. I am half Greek and half Cuban. You probably won't ever see that mixture again. I grew up from a pretty rough part of Brooklyn, New York. If anybody is familiar with the east side of New York, grew up around Wayona. It was a little rough, specifically for me, because of the fact that I was raised around not a really great crowd, a lot of obviously drug dealers and everything, but my family specifically, it was a little rough to be raised around them because of the fact that my father raised me with different values and views than everybody else in my family. But it was rough specifically because my father was teaching me about the Bible while I was learning other things that a child shouldn't have been exposed to at the time. And being raised in New York was really tough. Being robbed, I actually have a cut right here, a scar from somebody robbing me for food. As I got a little older, I had noticed that I was a natural entrepreneur. At the age of 10, I was selling water on Kings Highway, and I would go home with about 120 bucks every day. Obviously, a child doesn't know what to do with that money, so I spent it all on candy. And, I wish I would have saved it. Fast forward, middle school, I started selling origami because of the fact that everybody was liking little folded shapes of paper. So I said, all right, I'll sell it. So I got really good at it. I was selling origami frogs, rockets, anything you wanted, I could do it. But it got a little rough towards 8th grade because of the fact that I had tested into an all-white school. But that's hard because of the fact that I am mixed. And there was 2 other African-American students there, and we all experienced a rough amount of racism, and it was really hard for me to understand because of the fact that I was raised to be kind to everyone, no matter what color your skin, no matter where you're from, and to be criticized against just because of where my background is, it was haunting for me because in New York, you see all kinds of people. You see Muslims, you'll see Asians, you'll see everyone. So you're like, hi, hey, how you doing? But in here, first day of school, they attempted to expel me and made a really weird allegation that I attempted to sexually harass a student. And the entire 8th grade class stated that I attempted to do such when I didn't even know anybody's name. I was a new kid, I was always a shy person, I had that type of personality, and I sat in the back of class and that was what was brought onto me. So I learned 2 things. My first encounter with that type of circumstance was that history repeats itself, and no matter who you are, someone will always have a statistic about you. And that was something I was driven by, was by that statistic. Because of the fact that I am half black, they automatically assumed, oh, he's gonna try and sexually harass one of these students. Okay, so what I'm gonna try and do is be better than all these other students. It was really hard actually, because of the fact that all the teachers would purposefully not include me in certain things, so I was always left out, so I wouldn't know what to do. So towards the ending of the school year, they were marveled by the fact that I had better grades than everybody else. Or if I didn't have better grades than everybody else, I had the best projects. But they still try to hold me aside. For example, I'm an okay artist, and a couple of my pieces were showed at the Teen Arts Awards, but they never told me about it. So I was left out from there. Fast forward to high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I always knew I was really smart. I would excel at anything I wanted to do, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. But the one thing I did know was that I had a natural leadership skill, and it's not something I like to brag about, it's something I'm honored by. It's the fact that I was made with a calling, so to speak, to lead or to at least mentor people because of my attitude. I have the type of attitude where if you can do something, I can do something. As a child, I would read Einstein's, like some of his quotes, and learn a little bit about him because of the fact that people revere him. People revere public figures like Muhammad Gandhi or Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King. And I decided from a very young age, if they can impact society just based off of words, so can I, why can't I do it? So it's not just, so to speak, the entrepreneurship that made me to be the man that I am today. It's based off the principles and values that my father grew me on, and the fact that if other people can touch with words, so can I, why can't I do it? And that's something I basically based myself off of. I would feel as if I'm a man of honor. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. That's just who I am. And I carry this into high school and into now, obviously, while I'm here. I had the opportunity my senior year to meet with Louis Laver, the broker of this establishment, and he came to my school, and I was fascinated by the fact that somebody of his stature would even come talk to a Christian school and a bunch of these students who don't know him, and he just came and he was more than happy to speak to us and give us an opportunity. And I was more than happy to reach out, and I was flabbergasted at the fact that he even remembered me. I'll never forget, I was working at the parking authority, and my friend Jake, he was driving, and we were going around Elizabeth, and I got a call. I was very surprised because I had spoke with the owner of the school, and he said I was going to get a call from him because I wanted to reach out and see what could happen. And he called me, and he remembered me. I was honestly amazed by that, and it's something that I carry today. Because of the fact that someone remembered me, it means a lot to me. And that's what I do, and what I exhibit in my day-to-day life is I try to remember people in general, even if I meet you on the street, because you never know who you're going to meet. You should always take in consideration other people's feelings or even the world around you, because of the fact that the world isn't based off of you. It's not a you-centered world, it's a we-centered world. If you cannot exhibit kindness to other people, in my opinion, you don't deserve to receive kindness from other people. If you can't give, you didn't deserve to get back. My mother always taught me, whatever you put in life, you always get back. If you're putting in kindness and generosity, you're going to get back. It doesn't have to be from everyone, but you eventually are going to get it back. So one thing that I carry to hopefully till the rest of my life, and I pray that nothing really diverts me off of that path, is that I will always be kind and generous to everyone, and I hope to receive that in return.
Wow.
And that's